everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha Salmon, your certified brain optimization coach, and today we're going to be exploring the powerful connection between diet and mental health, specifically how a plant-based diet can support your overall well-being. In this video, you'll learn about the vital role nutrition has to play in mental health and discover how plant-based eating can enhance your mood, reduce your stress, and improve overall mental health. This is a topic that we dove deep into with close to 30 speakers during the Thrive Through Food Summit that I hosted last year. And I'm really excited to announce that as part of the program that I offer, the Conquer Your Cravings program, you get access to the Thrive Through Food Summit as a bonus. So you're able to shore up your journey trying to overcome unhealthy food addiction with the wonderful case studies and stories that came up in the Thrive Through Food Summit. We also had doctors and researchers on the summit talking about the role that nutrition has to play in mental health. To start us off, our diet plays a significant role. Ultimately, when we think about mental health, really is brain health. You are at more susceptibility to depression, anxiety, ADD, autism when the brain is not well. Brain fog, the inability to focus, all of these things, aggressiveness, mood instability, all of this, right? When the brain is not well, when the brain is lacking nutrients, blood flow, oxygen, all of that. Now, the question then leads to, how do we keep the brain healthy? In order to keep the brain healthy, we need a healthy gut and a healthy cardiovascular system, because the brain gets well through proper blood flow, right? The right amount, not too much, not too little. Nourishment, oxygenation, all of that happens through the blood flow, right? So if you are doing or eating or living in a way that compromises your cardiovascular system or compromises your gut, you are, in essence, basically compromising the health of your brain, which is the organ of your personality, right? If your brain is not well, you are more likely to not be well in your life, right? To have issues in your life, to have unharmonious relationships, either at work or at home. So we want to get the brain healthy. And the way we do that is with key nutrients. One of the key nutrients we need to highlight here, omega-3 fatty acids. We need to consume that on a daily basis. That's your flax seeds, your chia seeds, your walnuts, and algae, because algae is where fish gets its omega-3. Fish is the highest source of DDT consumption and microplastics. DDT is a toxic chemical that is now banned in the country, but it wasn't banned before, right? Before, it was sprayed all over our farmland, and people came forth and said they were having health issues. And now we know it's a carcinogenic chemical and it's now banned, but it's in our waterways and it's in the fish. We also have microplastics in the fish. So eating fish is not a health food. It's not a health conscious thing to do, because you are essentially eating carcinogenic chemicals, hormone imbalancing chemicals known as endocrine disruptors. And when your hormones are out of balance, that also affects the brain, affects brain function. And on top of that, these are obesogenic chemicals. Now, I know most of my people listening to me are on a weight loss journey, most people, right? And so if that is something you're looking to do, eating fish is not going to help you release that excess fat because of what I just mentioned. All right. So another essential nutrient to be mindful of, that we want to make sure we have more of that in our meals, are B vitamins, right? That's your B6, your B12, your folate. And where do you get this from? Leafy greens, legumes, nuts, seeds, right? These B vitamins are important for brain function. They produce neurotransmitters. Also, your gut bacteria, healthy gut bacteria, produces neurotransmitters as well. Like I said, in order to have a healthy brain, you need a healthy gut. And I dive deeper into the science behind this in my Beat Stress Eating training. Magnesium is an essential nutrient. It helps to regulate neurotransmitters. and reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. And some healthy plant sources of this are your leafy greens, your nuts, your seeds, legumes. Whole grains are also a source of magnesium, although some people can't digest whole grains. And some scientists would argue that whole grains aren't even for human consumption. They're the seeds of grasses. And should we be eating grasses? Are we cows? There's a whole conversation happening around there. But you have a huge swath of the population that is having adverse reaction to whole grains. So I put that off into a category by itself because not everybody falls into this boat, but a lot of people do. So there's that. And then you also have antioxidants, which are super important. I'm pretty sure you've heard of this on the news. That's the one thing, the one good nutrition information that the news seems to be able to perpetuate is that antioxidants protect the body, specifically the brain, from oxidative stress and inflammation. And not just the brain from inflammation, but the body. And if you have inflammation anywhere in the body, it's going to show up in the brain. So yes, you want to eat your berries, your citrus fruits, your leafy greens, your nuts, and your seeds. We have a lot of reasons why this makes sense to have healthy mood, have a healthy brain, to have actual mental health, because we're reducing inflammation with these foods, we're improving the gut microbiome, we're balancing blood sugar. And we know that when your blood sugar is high, insulin is spiking, this is affecting the health of your brain, right? Diabetes and obesity are risk factors to the brain. They hurt the brain, and they're risk factors for cognitive decline. Enhanced mood, right? When you eat, we had so many testimonials from folks on the Thrive Through Food Summit and on the Raw Food Health Empowerment Summit, which you also get as a bonus with the Conquer Your Cravings program. But so many testimonials from these summits where folks said, I ate all these fruits and vegetables and overcame anxiety, overcame depression. You have people with lived experience and folks in the clinical setting, doctors who did this for themselves and experienced this type of healing. And it makes sense because these foods have the nutrients that produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. So they're crucial for a positive mood. So if you're not feeling well emotionally, you may want to look at your diet. So here's some practical tips. You want to eat a variety of foods. So I mentioned some things. You want to rotate your fruits, rotate your greens, right? So you're getting a wide variety of vitamins and minerals. You want to stay hydrated because a dehydrated brain is not functioning properly and is not a nice person, okay? That is a whole shifted personality. We see on brain scans that brain function is dropping globally when the brain is dehydrated. So you want to make sure you're drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water. Mindful eating is also really helpful because stress, we know, causes hormonal imbalance and we actually lose brain cells, right? So we want to calm down. I grew up in Queens, New York. I know running the streets of Manhattan, people all the time in the streets, on the train, eating, going from here and there, just rushing around, eating while they're rushing. And what I know is what we understand from the science of the body is when you're in a state of chronic stress, the body cannot go into a rest and digest mode. The two situations can't happen at the same time. So if you're running around stressed, trying to get from here to there and trying to chow down food, you put your whole gut microbiome at risk for not even absorbing the nutrients from the foods that you're eating. And probably better yet still, because most of the foods I see folks running around with is pizza, French fries, and stuff like this, which there's no nutrient value there anyway. Right? But if you're going to spend the time and the money and the effort to eat clean, you want to sit down and actually enjoy that meal, right? Take some time out to focus in on what you're eating and all that you're getting from it, the benefit that you are feeding yourself, right? Because you're giving so much to society, to your business, to your family, to your work, to your job, right? You should give. A mentor of mine, Lisa Nichols, says, give from the saucer, right? You want to give from the saucer, which means your cup is in overflow, right? You can't give from an empty cup. So that's something to keep in mind. And then ultimately, I'm mentioning this last, but honestly, it is super important. And that's exercise, regular exercise. How do we get a brain that's healthy, we need blood flow. If we have no blood flow, the brain is not well, which means that your mental health is going to be very poor. We actually see in studies that people who regularly exercise, it works better. The exercise works better than antidepressant drugs. And guess what? There are no side effects from the exercise, whereas there are consequences and side effects to the pharmaceutical drugs because your kidneys have to filter it, right? None of these drugs are benign. And exercise doesn't affect your insurability and doesn't affect how much you pay for insurance, right? Whereas pharmaceutical drugs that are prescribed to you, it goes on your record and it does affect you in this way. So make sure you're having a regular exercise routine, okay? Now, on my website at rawfoodmealplanner.com, you'll see a ton of testimonials, and many of them, they talk about how anxiety and depression have decreased and circulation has increased with the support of my coaching and the things that I'm helping them do with optimizing their nutrition, optimizing physical activity, right? And optimizing their self-care practice. In my Conquer Your Cravings program, I provide one-on-one weekly coaching, a trainer you meet with every week, and meals delivered every week, right? To do exactly what I'm saying, to improve the health of your metabolism, of your cardiovascular system, and of your microbiome, your gut microbiome, so that you can optimize brain function to help you reach your goals. Okay, so I have a special gift for you if you are just getting started on your plant-based journey. Check out my summer meal plan in the description below, okay? You can have fun eating clean, and this meal plan is going to show you how to get all this nutrient-dense fiber and water into your diet so you can release excess fat, reverse chronic disease, and just feel better, feel more joyful and contented, have less anxiety, less depression, okay? We want to get you well so you could pass on a legacy of health to your family. I want you to be a model of health, right? And be there as long as possible and have quality of life. You're working so hard in your working years. When you retire, I want you to have quality of life to spend time with your kids and your grandkids. And I know you want that for yourself too. So try out this meal plan. Let me know in the comments below your favorite plant-based mental health tips, anything I said today that really blew your mind. I would love to hear that. That helps me out a lot. Just to hear what's new, what are people surprised by? And also, if you try out the meal plan, I would love to hear in the comments below the recipes you enjoy, the recipes you don't enjoy, because I want to see you successful on this journey. All right. Thank you for watching, and take care of your mental health through diet. It's a powerful step towards a happier, healthier life. See you in the next video.